Welcome back to another episode of Tales from the Rails Museum News. Today we're going to go all over the museum. We're going to go inside the machine shop and talk to Jim Groening. We're going to go inside Car House 6, Grizzly Flats, and we're going to see how the Pop's coming along, and we're going to go visit the truck crew.
Hi.
We're here in the SCRY machine shop with Jim Groening. And Jim's always a busy guy. He's always got something going on. And Jim?
Hi, John.
What are we working on today?
Today we're working on a Bridgeport that we recently had donated to us.
This one right here.
This Bridgeport right here. And it was recently donated to us. It's had quite a bit of use.
Okay.
And the first thing we noticed was that there was a ton of slop. So we have new screws for the inside for both the X and Y axis. They're called nuts.
So what defines slop?
When you turn the handle crank, and you can get almost a full turn when you have the gibs completely tightened up. Okay. That's excessive slop. And when you put this on the screw, the lead screw, and when you lay it on the lead screw, it sits and does this.
Wobble around.
Wobbles
and
all
you can change its setting, change its depth.
It just wiggles everywhere.
Okay, so that's not a good thing. That can't be good.
So we replaced that, and I'll show you that inside the yoke on the other machine because I'm finishing up machining the yoke right now.
But so aside from that, what other kind of problems would you have?
Well, we went ahead because what had happened was this machine had Zerk fittings. And the average person,
like grease fittings.
Yeah, like on your car.
Right. Okay.
And the average person sees a Zerk fitting and they pump it with grease. Well, years ago in machine shops, they didn't pump it with grease. The Zerk fittings were used with oil. And every machine shop had a guy that ran around in the park after lunch and in the morning. And they'd come through and he'd squirt oil into those Zerk fittings.
Not grease, but
not
oil.
Grease, but oil. And
like 3-in-1 oil or something like that?
It was kind of a whey lube oil. It was kind of like motor oil kind of stuff, except without the detergent.
Okay.
And if you look over here, on the wall, you'll see these grooves cut out on here, and these grooves are for the oil that comes up through these holes here. And when you pump it with the Zerk fitting, and the oil comes up and it lubricates the ways. And then the metal slides on the ways with the oil in between it, so it's smooth and nice. Well, what happens when they put grease in there, these grooves get packed with grease and then they harden, and then you can't get any oil in there, and then pretty soon these surfaces become galled. We caught this right when it started happening. So we were able to clean off the galling. We stoned everything, got everything nice, and then we re-scraped it and got new scraping marks for the lubrication to glide on. And
so I see that you've added some new equipment to this. This isn't original equipment,
no.
Is this? Okay.
We're going to make sure that nobody can use a Zerk fitting on this machine.
Okay.
So we're going through and we're putting a one-shot Bijor pump on it. So you'll pump this, and it'll squirt oil throughout all these plumbing areas that we're putting on here. So it'll go...
The manifold over there on that...
There's a manifold here, and then there's a manifold on here that we put on here, and all these lines will go into the different fittings that we put all around the machines. And then when you pump it, it'll squirt oil everywhere on the machine. And you do it once in the morning and once in the afternoon. This machine now will last a long time, plus we're putting new bearings on it. And so it's going to be...
So this is another machine tool in our arsenal.
It's another machine tool that'll last, if we maintain, it'll last another 30, 40 years.
That's great.
So, going there. I'll show you what I'm doing now for this, because these have, you notice it has a hole here, and that's for the oil to get into originally.
That looks like it's all gummed up.
It's all gummed up. So one of the reasons this is all worn the way it is because there's lubrication in it. So now what I'm doing over here on the Bridgeport, and I'm on the final swing of stuff, is I'm just about finished. I have to break through on this drill real quick, and I'll do that real quick. These holes on here, there's one here, and then there's another one right here. So these are brand new. So now what I'm doing here is I'm just going to bring this down in here, and we're going to go ahead and drill that out. There we go. There, now we got that done, and so now we have 2 holes here, and the plumbing, those pipes that we have, that go, they're just gonna slip right in here. That size hole is the diameter of the rubber. We're not putting a fitting in here because we don't have enough room, because things are gonna be sliding up real close to this, so we have to just stick the pipe right in there, and it'll be good enough for what we have to do. But it goes through the cast iron and goes into the bronze, so now it's getting, the lead screw is gonna be completely lubricated. Then, next week, we're going to be finishing up the plumbing on that, and hopefully we can get the thing assembled and start using it.
Bring another piece of equipment back to life.
Bring it back to life, Don.
Well, thanks, Jim. Thanks for talking to us today.
My pleasure. I'm glad you came in.
We need volunteers?
All the time. All the time. Anytime anybody wants to learn about machine shop, you don't need to be a machinist. I'll work with you and teach you stuff. It takes a long time, though. But I have a man that comes in here. He's been coming in here for 4 years, every Saturday morning. And he's setting up the milling machine now himself. He sets up the horizontal mill. He sets up the lathe and does single point thread. He's kicking butt in here. And when he first came here, the only thing he had like a Harbor Freight lathe in his garage. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot different.
We are here in Grizzly Flats with Ken Schwartz, and we're standing in front of the Pop. You know, we've been doing updates for this thing for, what, 4 years now?
About 4 years now.
Okay, so we've been through belts, we've been through radiators, we've been through spark plug wires, spark plugs. We've had to deal with, what's the magneto?
Magneto.
So
Update now.
all of that, so what's going on now?
All that right now is the magneto has been repaired on the behalf of John LaPrince over here. He got my magneto fixed. We got everything going. We've gone through our manual here. All right, John. We also went down to Napa, and we had to blow the dirt off of these things, but we've got the oversized spark plugs now. All right. We've got the long wire. We've had spark. All right. As everybody well knows, 4 years of this, and I am not giving up on it. We concluded now we have to do adjustments on the carburetor, and that's going to take a little bit of time to do on that. Between myself and then Mike Lisser helping me with this, we should have that. And again, I want to let everybody know it had sat for a while, and myself personally, I thought this thing was going to get up and running real quick. Well, as it grows in age, you're also going to have problems, and I apologize, but I'm glad that you guys are following along, and I hope the next time we do another update with this, we'll actually have it making noise. And then,
Yay, okay.
Yeah. So that's it so far on our little speeder.
Thanks,
All right?
Ken.
And you're quite welcome. Thank you for stopping in.
Yeah, we'll check in with you later.
All right.
It's going to be running real quick, no matter how long it takes. Yeah.
So we're here on the Pinacati platform with Ryan Gallagher, the division manager. What was your title?
I have many titles.
Yeah, okay.
Railway operations is my main title.
Okay.
I'm also track superintendent, and today we're out here working on replacing a piece of rail that had a defective part in its head, the head of the rail. So you have the base, the web, and the head. So we're just replacing that before our event season.
How much rail did you have to replace? How much?
So we did just about a 33-foot long stick of rail that we cut and put in. It's pretty much the standard length for this rail.
Right.
So full string. Right now we're putting on the joint bars to try and get this wrapped up for today.
I think this is the first time that we've been able to catch, with our schedules, catch track work going on, and it's an important part. You know, we always want to show everybody. So, do you have any more track work planned?
We'll see how we're feeling after this. We ran into some issues today, but may do a little more things. Maybe replace another sticker rail down south, and then maybe do a little bit of tie work as well.
Okay.
So,
Then you have another weekend in October.
yeah, we're tentatively tracking for October 21st and 22nd.
We'll try to catch them. 21st and 22nd. We'll
Yeah.
try to catch that and see what get some video of you guys doing that, because it's
right.
interesting.
Yeah.
People want to see this stuff. People actually eat this stuff up, so
Okay.
you know,
That's good.
it's good for the museum too. It gets us some exposure. Do we need any more help?
Yeah, we could always use more help. we only work about once a month because I know all of our other volunteers actually volunteer in other departments like myself. I do operations, track, and some other plant and facilities work as well. But yeah, we always need people to reach out.
Hey, thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
So as a special treat, we're going to show you guys what it's like to put 1201 away with the motor doors open. So enjoy. Well, that's it, folks. That's it for another edition of Museum News, John's Tales from the Rails. If you'd like to volunteer, or you'd like to donate, and you want to give up some of your time, you can always call the bookstore at the Southern California Railway Museum and tell them that you want to be involved.
Cool. Okay, try to give me a second take.
All right, give you a second take.
Give me a second take without sweating as much.
All right.
And streetcar safely, but
Wait, hold on. Those dudes bumping their music's already bad enough.
Okay.
And a motorcycle.
And a motorcycle, yeah.
Not only were we pounding rails, there was 3 motorcycles that came by.
Plus you got the
Perfect.
music back there.